Welcome back to Rayman 3. Let's start this part off with some embarrassment. One. Two. Third time's the charm.
So, if you still believe that Rayman is more sophisticated than me, answer the following question. How many times has Rayman lost since the start of the game? More than me, that's for sure, given that I have never known defeat. Need I say more?
Fourth wall, non-existent. And I don't think I've ever game overed in this run.
You are currently in the Hall of the Horrible Machine. This is where...
Hey, Toots! Give me that mic! Call for reinforcements! Block all exits! Don't let Rayman get his grimy mitts on the horrible machine! Oh,
Well, it's not called the Horrible Machine for no reason. This boss fight is really bad. Because all it wants you to do is shoot the target, then once the meter at the top reaches the, well, top, it will give you a couple of enemies to fight, like this, and I'm not sure whether it's predetermined or RNG based. I think it's RNG, but I'm not sure. It takes a total of 5 cycles, and the further you go into the fight, the less margin of error the fight gives you to, well, hit the target. And it will become really annoying really fast, because the game doesn't always detect you landing the punches. And I don't remember this being a problem 10 years ago or whenever I played it as a kid, as a teenager. If I were to hazard a guess as to why it happens, I think that it's because of the frame rates, because the game was not designed to run at 60 FPS, which is what it is forced to run at, well, on a modern system. I know that this screws up some speedrunning strategies, for example, that were dependent on the game running at 30 FPS. And now you've seen everything this fight has to offer, so I think it's time to speed it up until the last cycle.
Trinken auf das ein Leben lang, die Mühe und die Not sich woanders tummeln kann. Heute wollen wir lieben, jede freie Maid, und morgen gehen wir streiten für eine neue Zeit. Die Liebe, die Freude, das Leben, darauf heben wir an. Hass, Leiden und Sorgen, für heute aus den Herzen bannen.
The idea here is to catch the rhythm instead of just mindlessly mashing the fire key, but as I said, the game doesn't always register the punches, and it is quite aggravating. Luckily, I performed surprisingly well in this particular cycle, so enjoy. Almost perfect.
No!
Yes!
Rayman! You ain't getting off that easily. If the factory goes, you go with it. My brothers! Empty the blub fat!
enter the Precipice Mark II. Except this one is actually possible to lose.
Careful! Wouldn't want to get your pretty shoes dirty. Looks like you're at the end of your rope.
As you can see, the game barely gives you any margin of error, and this is one of the few places where mistakes can be rectified. You can make a couple, but
Do not let him get through!
don't.
Oh! He's finally alone! Stop him! Yeah.
By the power of the ancestral scepter, I invoke thee, O Leptys, bringer of night and father of the Canarian people. Approach and give me your power.
Welcome to the Tower of Leptys. The explosion from the factory going called Kaboom on us conveniently propelled Rayman exactly where he needed to go. And here you will see me struggle with the first fight and the third fight, because I will be trying to maximize the score. In the end of the level there is a secret. A secret access to which is dependent on the score. The problem is, there is conflicting information on the internet as to whether it's dependent on the score for the level, for this particular level, or it's dependent on the score for the entire game. And as such, I am trying to maximize the score here, which you pretty much can only do through combat, and it's really aggravating, because they hit each other, which is not something you realize until you start trying to actually squeeze out every last point that you can. And when they hit each other, when they kill each other, you do not get any points, which is obnoxious and aggravating. I've seen people on YouTube's get like 6,000 points for this little section. I will get 3,000, and that's a lot. And that's from a double-digit number of me retrying this fight, this particular fight. Past a certain point, I just got sick of it and stopped doing it, so we'll see if I manage to actually get that secret. Which we will see 2 videos from now, in the final video of the entire LP. I mean, of the main playthrough. I will also be showing off minigames and certain extra videos. Now here I want to get all these yellow drops in a single combo multiplier, but unfortunately, well, you'll see that camera is not on my side in this endeavor. Yeah. And thus it breaks.
I got to go postal, man.
I swear, some of these accents I just can't make out what they're saying. Okay, now is the second big encounter, which is supposed to be well, you could say the big endgame gauntlet where your mettle is truly tested. Because it actually is the hardest non-boss fight in the entire game. Not this, but in a minute it will become when the game starts throwing more stuff at you. And this is also where you're meant to maximize the score, which is also where I try and also fail, and as before, because the hoodlums are shooting each other by accident and killing each other. And I am aggravated. Not yet, though. This is what I was referring to. And what I'm trying to do here is I want to get these drops so I can take off that last nudge of health and have it in the combo multiplier, but he's refusing to go with me, to follow me, which makes sense since he can just shoot me. So I make this leap of faith to see whether he will follow me, but not only does it not happen, but I also run out of the power-up, so I have wasted a large amount of time here. Which I don't like. Except when I do. And this is the gauntlet fight. Of course, the idea here is to bring them all separately down to very low health and then try and finish them off as quickly as humanly possible. And I will try to do that, and it is irritating, and you can already see, you can already probably feel how much it just slows the pace of the game down, and which is why I was not ever bothering with this during the during the previous levels. Because it's not fun. It's just not fun. And of course, they are a bit too far away from each other for my liking, and that went nowhere. They're just too far away from each other for me to hit them. And now they're all one shot away from death, but unfortunately that third one is so far away that there is no way I am getting him in time. Actually like how the game becomes progressively more and more difficult, how it forces you to actually adapt to the number of enemies and to different combinations, which is a very positive comparison to, for example, Rayman 2, which was just had variations of the same enemy, and the variations were just different length of the health bar, and whose end game was just one annoying gimmick. A badly designed and, most importantly, badly implemented gimmick. Here the difficulty actually scales properly, and this is nice. In fact, this game is a lot more polished than, honestly, than all other 3D Rayman games. All of them. Now this rocket launcher is not here for progression, it's only here for you to do this.
I got to go install microwave oven. Custom kitchen delivery. Help! Help!
And now all I want to do is get some health, and I can finally proceed. By the way, I've actually encountered a bug here where the rocket power did not spawn. Well, rather the hoodlums that dropped it, they did not spawn, and as a result I was stuck, incapable of getting the last cage, and when I realized that, I had to replay the entire level again and re-record it. I didn't like it.
Help! Help! I got to go blow a fuse!
And we're back where we started. And all that just for a single power-up. Well, then again, a lot of the puzzles, well, not puzzles, but a lot of the sections in the game are kind of going in a circle in order to unlock a power-up that allows actual progress. Which is not a bad way to design things, I think.
Phew. Woo. Phew. Ha.
Well, that went well. Okay, let's try again and without failing this time.
Help. I have to go finish inventing chocolate toothpaste, Mom.
I'm pretty sure that chocolate toothpaste is already a thing that exists. And I checked the number of cages to ensure that I have not missed any. Which I have not.
Run, Rayman, run! You'll never be able to stop me from gaining the power.
From gaining the power of what? I can't hear you over the sound of me not caring. What I do care about is finish of this video. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.